In the last video, I embarked on a journey to strengthen my foundational skills in web development, focusing on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. With these fundamentals under my belt, I felt confident enough to venture into the world of React. While I managed to build a project and create a video around it, I encountered a variety of challenges along the way. It was during one evening, in the midst of my struggles, that I reached out to a fellow developer friend for advice. They recommended that I explore Vue.js as a stepping stone to understanding the essential concepts of web frameworks. They even shared a valuable Vue.js course to help me on my learning path. After watching a few videos from the course, I began to grasp the core concepts of Vue.js and was excited to apply this newfound knowledge. But, of course, I needed a project to work on, and as with all my projects, I wanted to be something I truly enjoyed. Around that time, I found myself engrossed in gaming videos. I was watching these gaming videos and there was one particular game that caught my attention: Mindnight. I wanted to play Mindnight, but to my surprise, I couldn't find a match online. It was a game I was truly excited about, and I didn't want to miss out on the experience. Faced with this dilemma, I made a decision. I resolved to recreate the game myself so that I could finally play Mindnight and experience the thrill that had drawn me in. For those who haven't come across it before, Mindnight is a captivating game that involves a small group of players, typically around 5 or 6. In this unique experience, each player assumes one of two vital roles: agent or hacker. Agent strives to secure 3 out of the game's 5 crucial nodes, while the hacker's mission is to hack 3 of these nodes. However, there's a twist. Only a maximum of 2 players can be hackers. It's a game that challenges your wit and strategy as players strive to achieve their objectives while trying to unveil the hackers hidden among them. As I ventured into the exciting task of recreating Mindnight, I started with a systematic approach to ensure a smooth development process. My first step involved obtaining a screenshot of the existing Mindnight game's user interface. This visual reference allowed me to identify and organize the front-end components effectively. By breaking down the UI elements, I could ensure that the front-end code would be neatly structured and resemble the original game as closely as possible. After establishing a solid foundation for the front end, my focus shifted to the behavior of the CPU players within the game. To achieve this, I embarked on a brainstorming session to map out how the players would interact throughout the game. This strategic thinking was crucial in identifying the type of data that would be rendered and managed during gameplay. All of these efforts were aimed at optimizing efficiency and saving valuable time during the actual implementation stage. By meticulously planning and organizing the front end and AI behavior in advance, I set the stage for a successful recreation of Mindnight. As for the technology behind the game, I chose Vue.js for the front end and .NET for the back end. To bring this project to life, I decided to kick things off by focusing on the back end. My first order of business was to create the API endpoint that the Vue.js application would utilize. To ensure that the API endpoint behaved exactly as intended, I turned to Postman for rigorous testing, verifying that all aspects of the API were working seamlessly. With a robust backend in place, I shifted my attention to the front end. I began constructing the user interface based on the components identified during my analysis. However, during the implementation, I encountered a common challenge when developing locally: the dreaded CORS issue, short for cross-origin resource sharing. Since both the front end and back end were hosted on localhost, I needed to resolve this issue to enable the front end to communicate with the back end. After some exploration and research, I successfully addressed the CORS problem by configuring the backend to allow the necessary cross-origin request. It was a valuable lesson for future projects in handling this type of issue. In my spare time, I also took the opportunity to expand my knowledge. I came across an insightful article published by Codemate that outlined best practices for C#. I decided to apply these practices to refactor the backend code, ensuring they adhered to industry standards. And so, after countless hours of dedication and hard work, I successfully recreated the Mindnight game from scratch. The feeling of accomplishment was beyond words, but the true magic happened when I finally got to play through it. It always amazes me how technology can be utilized along with creativity to make an idea come into life. It's not necessarily about mastering a particular technology that I wanted to achieve in this project and future projects, but more on my ability to learn a technology to solve a problem. The problem solving aspect is why I enjoy these projects, and I hope this video inspired you to take on your own project. No matter what others think of the project idea, what's more important is that you enjoy it, as that's where you achieve sustainable growth. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.